everybody, Anthony for Adventures. Just a quick video to catch up, let you know where we're at, and a bit of information. So yesterday after Lambert Centre, we contemplated camping there. There's no facilities. The toilet is rubbish, always has been. Looks good, but good from far from good. Okay, hope you like that. We headed into Fink and past there and headed north along the old Gan line, about 30 k's to a nice open flat area, and I said yep, that'll be camp for the night, so that was kind of perfect timing. Good little sort of camp area. And then this morning we headed back down through Fink and south towards Mount Dare. About 30 k's down the road, you turn, make the right turn, you can see the big green sign, says Mount Dare, Dalhousie Springs and all of that. I think it's called Abminga Road or something like that maybe, but I could be wrong, I'm really not too sure what roads are called. I just know where they are, where they go, and yeah, and it's even, you know, if you've got a sign there and a big green sign that says that, follow the road and it'll get you there, as long as your vehicle's reliable and you're careful how you drive and all that sort of thing. So we're going to get to Mount Dare. I'll give you a bit of a trip. We're not halfway, but we're almost probably halfway to Mount Dare from Fink. Probably about halfway for our driving for today, maybe. Not that I'm looking at it too much, timing and whatever. The road, pretty good, typical dirt road. A lot of really pretty good dirt roads at the moment. I've seen a lot of worse roads over the years, and in general, I think the roads are getting better. The problem they've got is we've had some rain events and stuff, and of course, then they've got to get out and do the work and fix it up again. If people let their tyres down and drive to the conditions with the right setups, in four-wheel drive on dirt roads, not two-wheel drive, and of course a lot of two-wheel drive cars going up and down in and out of these roads as well at times, you know, like particularly from Fink to up the Gan line that way towards Alice, so that obviously doesn't help things, but it was still, that was in pretty good condition as well. This track, you know, speeds about sort of 80-90 k's, because you do need to be aware of like situations like this. It's all dried up now, but you want to sort of pick your line through it a little bit, that sort of thing. I don't foresee anything exciting going on this one, so I just thought I'd do this quick video looking at where we're at. 5 cars, 6 people, headed to Mount Dare to top up fuel, and then probably use the toilet and check a few things, and then we'll be heading out to Dalhousie Springs, and that'll probably be a separate video, or it might not be a video because we might be busy going for a swim, having a good time, and not worry about the video because, sorry, but that's how we roll. It's a good little spot. To answer another question that's come up before as well, what maps do I use? Okay, pretty simple. I'm not bad at directions and figuring out my way around, follow your nose, you know, never eat soggy Wheaties and all that sort of stuff. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You know, north, east, you know, south, west, never eat soggy Wheaties, you know. Anyway, you know, with the sun and that, and so directions and roads. Look, this is the way I feel about it, right? So years ago when I started driving, there was a thing called a Melways, right? And of course, you're in a city, there's roads and streets and addresses all over, so you can't sort of expect to just, yeah, come to my place, oh yeah, it's over, blah, blah. You get no idea where you're going, right? Because there's so many roads. So you get the Melways out, you look up the, you know, street name, number, address, whatever, suburb, and then I'd look where it is and I'd go, okay, and then I'd map out a way to get there. So I wasn't the guy that was driving looking at the Melways. I studied it for a couple of minutes, and then I got the job done. Worst case scenario, if there was lots of turns included on roads I didn't know, so you get to know roads, you'd go, you know, Blackburn Road, or the Eastern Freeway, or you know, the Western Highway, or what, all those main areas, and those. So you'd map out your way in the most simple way. In worst case scenario, you'd get close to the address you had to go to, and then you'd stop, pull over, and just have a look and go, yeah, that's right, so it's left, right, left, or second, left, whatever, right? So you get what I mean? That's a bit more complicated. Now everybody uses Google Maps, they're not thinking, they're losing their brain power, they can't figure out the basics because they just go on full automated. I try not to do that too much. So what I do, if you look at a map of Australia and all the roads, it's a lot more simple than a city, right? So this is the way I look at it, right? So, you know, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, whatever cities you want, they're complicated to find to get somewhere, and that's where the problems start. When you come down a road, you know where the major freeways and the roads go, and then you get to the city, oh, hang on, left, right, straight, how do we avoid all this, and bloody traffic and all that, right? You just want to get the hell through there and out of there, right? I think you know what I mean. If you're watching my videos this long, you probably know what I mean. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about all this. It'd be cool, because I do have a look at all the comments. So, to me, I could just look at a map and go, well, I know that, you know, Stuart, what do you want to call it, this highway, that highway, you know, the bloody, you know, Tanami, I know where all the roads and tracks are, you know, I know where the Gib is, I know where the National Highway runs and where all the dirt roads go off that, all the main dirt roads, right? So, I just kind of don't need a map, and I sort of know where I'm going. But what I do is I put it in Google Maps when I've got phone service, and I put in a few destinations, and I search and I add stop. So I'll put my furthest destination. Like for this trip, I've got Birdsville at the moment, because I've got phone service again at Birdsville. Sometimes I also download offline maps on Google. I'll tell you about that in a minute if I remember. But I'll put in Birdsville, I press go, and then I search and I put Big Red Sand Dune, and I press add stop. And I press Mount Dare and I press add stop. So at the moment, and I'll put it in a couple of phones, so that if I accidentally shut the app, whatever, because that happened, you know, showed all the apps, you know, oh, well, I needed that, then you can't put it in again because you've got no phone service, right? So be careful of that, right? You can learn from my mistakes. Just subscribe, turn the bell on, and listen to what I'm telling you, and life will be easier. I'll just tell you the easy way to do things, because I've been there, done that. I like doing things the easy way. Some people like doing things the hard way. So it's always worth having a paper map or a bigger map, whether it's some maps on an iPad or whatever it is, which that's what I've got. So here on this trip, I think I've got a paper map of the WA or the bottom. It's just very basic, just for an overview when you want to get out and have a look and go, oh yeah, it's easier than working with a screen. But I've looked at it maybe once on the trip or not at all, just for something to do to fill in some time. I've got an old iPad that's got some maps on it, mud maps, but I'm not saying you should go buy mud maps. There's lots of maps you can get for free. Maps.me, check that out. New-Tracks, check that out. You can't always rely on apps and devices, that sort of thing. Right, so, you know, there's a lot of free maps. You can't rely on devices and apps and stuff. Like, I've got New-Tracks on a couple of different phones. Sometimes you open it up, it doesn't show you a track. It's a pain in the butt. They know some issues too. I've had a few emails with them, just letting them know. And really good with communication, actually. But, and I think it's improved, because on one trip I had it on about 5 devices, you know, and we couldn't really get any of them to work. And then, but since then, this trip and other times, it's worked, you know, like with no service. It was all about, you know, there was no service, but the map's already downloaded, so I don't know what was going on. But anyway, point is, have your plan B, your plan C, but generally, I could come out here, you get to know your way around. It's easy to get to know your way around the outback. It might be a long way, but the roads are simple. This is what it looks like. There's not all these streets off the side. There's only one road going this way for bloody 40 kilometres. There's no side roads other than those little side tracks people are going to make for campsites somewhere. This road right now, 40 k's. That's it, exactly right. So straight, follow, and there's generally a lot of signs around, that sort of thing as well. So, you know, get to know the direction, follow your, follow your nose, get to know it by looking at the map, that sort of thing. Look at this, it's just open, flat, nothing. Beautiful, I just love it, to be honest. So you can have a look at all this mud out here. It's been wet recently, you know, it was weeks ago, it's all dry now. But you can see people had heaps of fun and heaps of trouble. And of course, damage the track coming out in the wet. Look, it could be supplies coming in and out as soon as they could possibly get there as well. Because they'd be sort of a bit stranded, if you know what I mean. Like when you're out here, Mount Dare, you know, you're sort of pretty well segregated from everything. And your nearest, you know, main town, it's, you know, it's still it's hundreds of kilometres away. So, anyway, that's my map talk for you. Got some cows up here. As I said, always keep your eyes peeled. Road or track conditions, whatever the case may be, and also what's on the road. There's so much to really keep it on. It takes a fair bit of concentration, really. Otherwise, you might just get lucky. But alright, cows are going to be cool and just stay there. They're pretty relaxed. Pretty relaxed. We have actually still got water sitting on the side of the track. Like, it's bloody looking dry out here, but there's definitely, wow, wet areas around still. anyway, I found that very interesting. There's water sitting around there, a bit dumped now, going, wow, you know, it's so dry everywhere driving. This whole trip's been a bit like that. I mean, there's been so much water in so many areas, and it was so many weeks ago, but it's still sitting around. So just be really aware of that, because as you might have seen if you've been watching all the videos, you can get yourself into a bit of drama, which is, you know, best avoided. You're touring, you're on holidays, you just want to travel. It's not some day trip where you want to be stuck in bog holes and mud and places and stuff like that. So anyway, this is really awesome track conditions. Like I said, water damage being repaired, a lot of it. You've got to keep your eyes peeled for, you know, like there, it's just dry. It's a dust bowl. That's like bull dust. So how can you have a bull dust pit there and back down there? I mean, obviously it was the low flat ground, whatever, right? So, you know, this is where you get out here and you learn. Anyway, so what maps do I use? Not many. Thanks for watching. Bada bing. Mount Dare Hotel. It's a shed. A lot of information. You get your parks pass here, your diesels over there, some petrol around the corner, some cabins, some camping. There's a free payphone, and bada bing, bada boom. We'll catch you on the next video. See ya.